Now, I know that this is rather odd. Trust me, no one knows that better than I, but I feel this to be necessary. Usually, you don't hear the update until the end of my log. But as I said, this was out of my control. And I just wanted to put a disclaimer at the very beginning. In this log, you will hear things that I said under emotional stress. It is best to be ignored and not looked into or considered or worried about at all. Just don't worry about it, okay? Yes? All right? Don't worry about it. Well, let's get to it, I suppose. Log date. Sometime after my last one. Log 34212. I am 3 goddamn seconds away from absolutely losing it! There's no going around this one. I am going absolutely postal. You see, well, it's ironic, isn't it? I always thought I'd die in a similar manner, with one of the crew murdering me or through that airlock, which I have been very tempted to do. But I haven't. And why haven't I? Because Tiff is the only one who can steer the ship. Sign's the only one who seems to be able to take care of Baby. Maggie is the ship, and Colin... I just need to calm down. I know this one started rather eccentrically, and I apologise, but my life right now seems to be on a big reset button that never stops being pressed. It started maybe 5 days ago. I was finishing up my last log and everything was fine. Spick and span, and ship shape and Bristol fashion. And then the next morning, after we all woke up, they all did exactly the same thing as they'd done the day before. And I don't just mean the usual routine, I mean quite literally exactly the same as the day before. It wasn't just Colin running typical diagnostics, it was literally the same conversation with Maggie to a T. He goes, "Good morning, Maggie, how are you today?" And she went, "Oh, fine, Colin, how are you?" And I know that doesn't sound like anything special, but then, right, I noticed that we steered several degrees to port last night. Was there a meteor field? Yes, unfortunately, but we are back on track now, and that did not happen the last 4 nights. Because that happened 4 nights ago and just the one time. And even now, I can tell you that in about 45 seconds, Colin's going to come and knock on the door and ask me if I'm recording the log. I'll say yes, he'll open the door and ask if I powered down last night, and I'll say, "Well, yes, Colin, I did." And he'll say, "Well, then where were you this morning?" And I'll say, "I was recording my log, of course, just like I have been doing." And then we'll go to the bridge where Tiff is going to be flirting with Maggie about pushing buttons, and we get embarrassed after we walk in on her, as it should be, and then Maggie will try and cover it up, and I'll be dismissed, and then I'll go and check on Sign and Baby, and then the same shit after shitty day after shitty day.
Robert, are you recording in there?
Yes, Colin, I am.
Did you power down last night?
Why, yes, Colin, I did.
Then where were you this morning?
Recording my log, of course. Just like I have been doing.
Right. Well, we should head to the bridge to have our daily meeting.
Yes, let's. Here we go again.
Don't be rude, Robert.
So, Mags, after the diagnostic run, maybe we could set a course for taking a look at your hard drive? What? How did you?
Good morning, Colin. Robert.
Good morning, Maggie.
Sign is currently watching Baby, so we can go ahead and get started with our daily meeting.
Robert, maybe you could go give him the notes of what he missed afterwards?
Sure.
Right. Well then, on today's agenda, we need to discuss potential planets we've been scanning and our next course of action. Baby, being a priority, should really be returned home as soon as possible. On top of that, Robert, would you stop that?
I'm not doing anything.
You're, moving your lips to sync with whatever I say. You're doing it right now!
Captain, perhaps just look at Colin while you deliver the notes.
Fine. Well, on top of that, here's the cheese. Until we can get her home, we need to consider finding supplies, as we're bound to run out sooner rather than later. Since we still don't have a clear idea of where she came from, I think it would be a good idea to have a stockpile just in case.
That seems very reasonable. We should start planning a course to the nearest planet that has what we need. Maybe we could possibly find vendors. How many units do we have to spare?
If only we had started to sell science plants, we'd have more.
No, we'd have more if you kept to our budget and didn't buy stupid crap. Anyways, that's all we really needed to discuss today, so meeting adjourned. Robert, will you please carry this information on to sign?
Yeah.
What's her friggin' deal?
Surely there's a way to get them out of this funk. Make him realize that we've done this already. We're already over halfway to the supplies that we need because we set that course 5 days ago.
Hello, Robert. How are you today?
I'm fine, Sign. How are you?
Good. Thank you for asking. I'm just showing baby around the lab today. I just need to make sure that...
All dangerous adult equipment is put away.
Yes. How did you know that I was going to say that?
Call it intuition. And hello, baby. How are you doing today? There's my girl. Also, we're going to be stopping by the vendors to get more supplies for baby. Maggie says we're running low.
Wait, thank you for the update, Robert. Oh, I'm sorry I couldn't make it today.
Oh, don't worry about it. I love being the ship's postman. Maybe I'll get paid one of these days.
I doubt it, Robert, but regardless though, your message is appreciated.
Of course. See you around. And thus begins another day of this.
Robert, are you recording in there?
Yes, Colin, I am.
Did you power down last night?
Why, yes, Colin, I did.
Then where were you this morning?
Recording a log, of course. Just like I have been doing.
Right. Well, we should head to the bridge to have our daily meeting.
Yes, let's. Ugh, no, here we go again.
Don't be rude, Robert.
So, Mags, after the diagnostic run, maybe we could set a course for...
There's more than just the two of you aboard this ship, you know.
What? How did you...
Good morning, Colin. Robert.
Good morning, Maggie.
Sign is currently watching baby, so we can go ahead and get started with our daily meeting.
Robert, maybe you could go give him the notes of what he missed afterwards?
Sure.
Right. Well then, on today's agenda, we need to discuss potential planets we've been scanning and our next course of action. Baby, being a priority, should really be returned home as soon as possible. Well, on top of that, here's the cheese. Until we can get her home, we'll need to consider finding supplies, as we're bound to run out sooner rather than later. Since we still don't have a clear idea of where she came from, I think it would be a good idea to have a stockpile just in case.
That seems very reasonable. We should start planning a course to the nearest planet that has what we need. Maybe we could possibly find vendors. How many units do we have to spare?
If only we had started to sell science plants, then we'd have more.
No, we'd have more if you kept to our budget and didn't buy stupid crap. Anyways, that's all we really needed to discuss today, so meeting adjourned. Robert, will you please carry this information on to sign?
Yeah.
Hello, Robert. How are you today?
Yes, I'm fine. Just had the meeting concerning baby and getting her home. We'll have to stop and get her supplies because we're almost out, etc. Have a nice day, Sign.
Alright. Thank you, Robert. You as well.
Wait. Something's not right.
What is it?
Where's baby?
Oh, she is having a nap. She played too aggressively this morning, I think.
It's not nap time yet.
Robert, I'm not going to stop her from sleeping.
Where is she?
In her crib. Just there, but don't...
She's asleep.
Robert, I'm concerned about you. Do you need your processor looked at while we're here? I'll be happy to do it.
Oh, you amalgamation of bolts! You're the one needing a checkup!
Now, that is rather rude, Robert. I'm only trying to help.
But you can help me by getting everyone out of this loop! The only one changing here is Baby. She's the only thing that's moving. We're all stuck in this constant loop, and I seem to be the only one aware of it.
I'm not very clear on what you're trying to say to me, Robert, but I can understand where you're coming from.
This hasn't happened yet. This is different.
Well, of course it is, you know. I know I'm not Colin, but I know how it feels. That we're stuck. Well, not as badly as the vent accident, though, hey? It's just that... I mean, look at her, Robert. When we got her, she was so very small. Oh, this tiny, fragile thing. We haven't interacted with the humans or much life in so long that only Colin truly remembers. And I know it feels like we're alone. And nothing is ever changing.
Sign?
Well, I must admit that I myself am a little jealous of Baby. She's growing every day. And we get to experience this amazing life in a constant state of change. And the forever of everything. It's in the way she looks, the way she learns, and the way she feels, and even the way she laughs. And then there's us. We've never grown. We'll never change. We were built knowing what we were, what we had to do, and who we had to be, even if we can't remember it. We are aware of it. Humans, aliens, I guess, in this situation are meant to exist and experience life while we are just meant to only exist.
Sign. Do you want me to watch Baby from now on?
Oh, I'm not normally one to share. Oh, I apologize if I made you uncomfortable.
No, don't worry about that. I mean, I wasn't expecting that, is all.
Well, I suppose that is the advantage that we have over most bots, Our feelings. Well, that being said, I do feel bad for Baby's family. They're missing out on all of this growth. It's rather sad, no?
Yeah, I guess it is.
If you don't mind, Robert, I was going to quietly do my work while she rests. May you, what's the word? Scoot?
Right, yeah, I'll scoot.
Maggie, play album 4, track 2, please.
Playing album 4, track 2, now.
So it's 2 days later, and I'm not any closer to finding out what's causing the...
Robert, are you recording in there?
Yes, Colin, I am.
Did you power down last night?
Why, yes, Colin, I did.
Then where were you this morning?
Recording my log, of course, just like I've been doing.
Right. Well, we should head to the bridge to have our daily meeting.
Yes, let's... No. You know what? No!
No?
No! I'm so tired of this. I don't want to live in this loop anymore.
Robert, what's going on?
It doesn't matter. None of it matters.
I don't understand.
I know. I know you don't. You won't understand tomorrow. You didn't understand yesterday. You don't understand. I think that today, I'm gonna do what I want.
Don't you always?
Never before like this.
So, Mags, after the diagnostic run, maybe we could...
You two need to stop fucking around and get to the point already.
What?
Excuse me?
I am talking about doing the deed, and you two need to figure something out about it. I don't care if Maggie is a disembodied voice, or if you're both just too obnoxiously up your own arses about it, but this goddamn flirting has gotta stop, alright? It needs to end at some point, don't you think?
Robert, I find this conversation to be extremely offensive and would politely ask that you mind your own business.
But I find your mooning over each other to be equally offensive, Maggie. I am asking politely if you two would just get on with it, or save the rest of us from having to listen to it.
Robert, I think maybe you should take a break. Why not power down for a little while?
I think not. I think I'm rather enjoying myself. I'm going to tell Sign to shove his stupid procedures up his arse. And then I think, oi, let go of me!
Robert, this isn't normal. Please, let me help you.
Help me? Help me by doing what? Just forgetting?
Bertie.
7 whole days have gone by and none of you even realise it. It has been the same day after day after day and I'm done.
Please, just listen.
No, Colin, you listen to me. You always think you know what's best for me, and even if you do, don't you take my feelings into consideration at all.
Robert, I am always thinking about your feelings.
Are you though? Don't you know? No, you know what? Fuck this. You're not going to remember it anyway. Not tomorrow or the next day, and the day after that until the end of time. I could tell you how I adore you, and how I would be nothing without you. But it won't even matter, will it? Because sooner or later we'll just wake up again and we'll be stuck on this never-ending journey of monotony, and yet you still won't know how I feel about you. Well?
Well, what, Robert?
Aren't you going to say something? Anything?
About?
Well, that's what I just said.
Robert, no one has said anything for the last 10 minutes.
What?
Robert, I think you may have walked in at the wrong moment, but later tonight we're arriving on a planet to get supplies for Baby.
Do any of you know what is even going on here?
Well, yes, I'd like to think so. Last night we went through a magnetic field, which we were worried about, but everything seems to be fine. No harm done.
Yes, that happened almost a week ago.
My internal date says we went through the magnetic field on the 4th, and today is the 13th? How is that?
What? Maggie, are you sure?
Yes, she's sure. For the entire week, the lot of you have been repeating the same day every day, and I'm the only one who's been aware of it.
Oh, you poor baby. You poor thing.
Oh, you little...
Whatever. We're about to come into the planet. I don't have time for your current breakdown, Robert.
Well, I can't believe that you think you can just walk round this entire situation treating me like shit. I will not stand for this.
Robert, why don't we go and chat somewhere?
You were all stuck in a loop For a week, I had to deal with you all. I almost went insane.
Did something important happen while we were stuck, Robert?
No, nothing important happened.
At least that's good. Robert?
Yes, Colin?
Maggie had to change our direction sometime last week.
I am well aware of that, Colin, as you and her talked about it.
On repeat, yes. But I didn't get this chance before. We're expected to pass by a rather large globular cluster soon. I was hoping you'd like to watch it go by with me.
Yes. Yes, I would like that. Maggie, psst. Play album 10, track 1.
I, Robert, playing album 10, track 1, now.
Sign?
Not now, Robert.
What? I'm just checking on you, making sure that everyone's out of the weird loop.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What's that in your hands?
It's nothing.
Didn't look like nothing.
Why don't you mind your own damn business?
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm genuinely worried about you right now.
Everything is under control. I am fine.
Sign?
I can't understand why I'm like this. What is the point? I just wanted to be like how it was. Why do I feel like this whenever I can't remember how it was, Robert? I know that she taught me how to sew. We made this together. But what is it? Why do I have it? How do I still have it after all this time?
I suppose we're all searching for the right answer, Sign.
I am not expecting an answer from you, Robert. You and I both know that we don't know. Nobody on this ship knows. I would appreciate your discretion on this conversation, Robert.
Yeah, Sign, of course.
Thank you. Stars give me strength.
Learn is an independently produced podcast. The voice of Robert was Ashley. The voice of Colin was Alex. The voice of Tiff was Lenny. The voice of Sign was Benny. The voice of Baby was Catherine. This episode was written by Megan, edited by Hannah, and created by me, Jade. Thank you so much for listening. Follow us on tumblr.com/learn10 for updates, fan art, and more. In the words of Robert, see you out there, and happy holidays.